continue our discussion on Prabhupada's purports. So till now we have completed till 8th verse and 9th. We'll try to read further, but before that, because we have completed 2 sections in the first chapter, first section is the first 3 shlokas, and then after that, then the scene. What is the scene that is happening here? How the sages of Naimisharanya assembled. We'll just summarize what we have discussed so that the storyline is very clear for us. And also there are some important, because first chapter is very essential, because it is setting the whole mood and what is to be understood here. So we'll just summarize few points from all the shlokas which we have seen. Of course, first shloka, it is opening with Gayatri mantra, and it is explaining what is the subject of Bhagavatam. But second onwards, it's more important, because second shloka onwards, it is explaining the Adhikara Tattva. So it is telling what is the qualification to understand Srimad Bhagavatam. So it describes that if you want to understand the meaning, then you have to know what is the Adhikar. So here Adhikar, the 3 qualifications for whom this Bhagavatam is recited. This is, of course, they are sages of Naimisharanya, but they are Nirmatsaranam Satam. So this is the qualification. And also what happens when we hear the glorification of Bhagavatam is given, the Lord enters into the heart. And another important thing that happens is you will be free from all sorts of suffering. So the benefits of reading Srimad Tapatriyon Moolanam. So these are the 3 things that are given in the second verse. And if we are envious, we cannot understand Bhagavatam, and the envy and jealousy goes away when we read Bhagavatam, but with humility. That is the point here we have read. And then we have to avoid the offensive mood also. That is also another point, that another meaning of Kritibhi is Rupa Goswami explains. Kritibhi means a person who does not commit offenses. So if I want to understand everything, if I do not have offensive mood, then it is possible for me to understand. So this is the second verse we have discussed. And next is the third verse is trying to explain the mood. Of course, method of understanding the book. So this is, and he says, oh, this book is very special. That's what Srila Vyasadeva says, because he has wrote many Vedic literature, but he says that it is Nigama Kalpatarur. See, this glorification of this Bhagavatam is done by Vyasadeva only. He is telling, I have written all the Vedic literatures, and all the Vedic literature are like the desire tree, and this is the Nigama Kalpatarur. This is the essence of what all I have written. So this is the glorification done by Vyas Maharshi only. So you can appreciate that part. And then he says, this is Galitam Phalam, the essence of all the things which I have given. And then we have seen that the failure of why a person fails to understand Srimad Bhagavatam. Of course, this is at our level, it gives some satisfaction, but who are Paramahamsas, they can extract the full rasa from Bhagavatam. For us, some satisfaction is there. We may not be able to extract the full rasa. And now this is from the third verse. And now what Srila Prabhupada, from the commentary we have read, is that why all the results do not come to a person, nevertheless they come and read, because they hear from professional reciters, or he himself is a professional reciter, or he also says that we are trying to jump to the 10th canto directly. So all these things will not give that desired result. We have to go very systematically and not from professional reciters. And that is the flaw behind this. This is what Prabhupada is trying to explain in the third verse also. And what is why people try to skip out of order to read Srimad Bhagavatam? Because they want to enjoy Bhagavatam, or they want to please the audience. So then the taste of the and according to the taste of the audience they want to produce. That's why they cannot get the essence. We should listen very carefully, and we should use Bhagavatam for selfless purpose. It's not to earn money. That is also another thing which we have understood. And Srimad Bhagavatam is full of rasa, but to get the taste, I had to be very chaste also. That is another thing. And if it's not an entertainment work, not an erotic literature, what Prabhupada explains. And self-service, that means Bhagavatam should not be a object of my study. It's an object of mercy. That also we have discussed. And also Srimad and jumping to something, focusing only on something that is in our opinion, then it is not correct. We have to go very systematically from the beginning. And then all the cantos, they are full of rasas. And now then this is the first three shlokas. Now another part is the second. Now says of course this is uh, faith in Srimad Bhagavatam, the strong desire to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, and followed by humility is very important. So the first three verses in the is the part, and then the story starts with Naimisharanya. So this Naimisharanya, it is said that Brahma, he actually created a wheel. So he created a chakra and it was spinning. And it said that when it came to Naimisharanya, it stopped. So this is a very important understanding. The meaning is that the Naimisharanya is where we should also stop spinning, especially our mind should stop spinning and focus on the Lord. And this is recited at Naimisharanya, this Bhagavatam. When we come to Bhagavatam, our spinning of mind should stop. We should be peaceful, and then without any anxiety sit. Because we were discussing yesterday, bhakti is not a means, bhakti is the goal. That means what we are doing is what we want. That's all. So why we need to be in anxiety, why we need to run here and there? We already achieved the goal. The goal is to sit and read Bhagavatam. We are already achieved because it's the bhakti itself is a goal. And only thing we have to improve our quality of hearing. That's all. And this is the place where the rotation of mind stops, and where Bhagavat when we sit. And it is said that this is a place of Vishnu Kshetra. That means Naimisha Kshetra. This is where Lord manifests himself. That's why it is a very special place. And then we have glorification of Suta Goswami. So it is the narrator is Ugrasrava Suta. Suta Goswami glorifies. Ugrasrava means one who has correctly listened to his teacher. That is the first thing we said, and who has assimilated everything that his teacher has told him. And then the meaning of Ugrasrava is that he got it right. And he studied all the Vedic literature and he was very humble. And he got the benedictions from his gurus. That also we saw. And it is said now the qualification of narrator is given. And Srimad Bhagavatam also gives to is given to anyone who follows in the footsteps of Sudha Goswami. See, his glorification of narrator is also told as how he is a good disciple, how he is a good listener. And then we saw this there is Paravidya and Avara Vidya. That means he is correctly knowing how to present it. It's not that he knows the reciter of some Vedic text and all. And another quality we saw is Saumya. The Saumya is actually very important word. I forgot to discuss it. Saumya is, it says that it is derived from the word Soma. Soma is moon rays. Moon is very humble. Sun is very, very harsh. And so one need to be very gentle, humble person. And then a person can accept something and he can understand the truth. The right attitude to the process is actually what is described here. tad anugraha. Then he got the blessings of his guru. Now, this is the first chapter. We have told first chapter is telling about Adhikara Tattva. Now, another question comes. There are 80,000 sages that are who are sitting there. How could Srimad Bhagavatam recited? He's reciting without sound system. It is said that, of course, some things which we cannot understand, but it is said the trees were revibrating. He's speaking, and trees were telling, so everybody was able to access. And the first chapter is described the uniqueness of Srimad Bhagavatam, because unique storyteller, unique qualities, unique audience. That is the thing. And it is also, and the narrator is endowed with very great qualities, and audience were also not sleepy. they are also they are also awake and trying to hear nicely. And also, if further we hear, they'll say swadu swadu pade pade. That means they are so impatient. They're saying, no, tell me, we want to hear more. That's how they'll be. You'll see that qualities of them also. And of course, when Vyasdev wrote, he has assigned four Vedas and then Puranas. Puranas he assigned to Romharshan Sudha, and from here it comes to Sudha Goswami, like that. And now we'll see that the real sage. Now we started hearing the questions. Now the real sage is one who does not desire good for himself, but one who cares for others. That's why all the sages are asking questions about the welfare of everyone. And this is very important. How to find complete happiness. And this is the highest question they are asking. And people ask questions. Prabhupada says we will read further purport. So please tatra tranjusa Yushman bhavatad yad vinishchitam pumsam ekantita shreyas tanna samsitum arahasi. Says, is therefore being blessed with many years, explain to us in an easily understandable way what you have ascertained to be the absolute and ultimate good for people in general. So this is what is the quality of a sage, Prabhupada is telling. In the Bhagavad Gita, the worship of Acharya is recommended. Acharyas and Goswamis are always absorbed in thought of the well-being of general public, especially their spiritual well-being. Spiritual well-being is automatically followed by material well-being. Acharyas therefore give directions in spiritual well-being for people in general. Seeing the incompetencies of people in this age of Kali, or the iron age of quarrel, the sages request that Srila Sutta Goswami give a summary of all revealed scriptures, because the people of this age are condemned in every respect. The sages therefore inquired of the absolute good, which is the ultimate good for the people. Condemned state of affairs of people of this age is described as follows. So this is what we have discussed. So here we have to. So I just I'll just tell the one. Yes, Gil Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Remember, there was, just for repetition, there's a particular way in which you should not approach Bhagavatam, like as an object of study is one way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what was the problem with that approach?
Then we are looking it down. It is research work, means I am researching on it. But it is a mercy. It's up. They are taking mercy from Bhagavad.
Yeah, that's right. I remember now. But and then I think there was one or two other ways in which you should not approach. I had a question about one, but I don't remember which one it was. There was, how many ways were there? It should not be approached as an object of study, and then there were a couple more, right?
Of course, we discussed 3 modes, reading in 3 modes. I will discuss different animals, 4 types of hearing, 4 types of wrong hearing, right hearing, like that.
Okay, Prabhu. This is good enough. Thank you.
Thank you. So now I have told that there are three topics of first canto. First is the birth of Bhagavatam and about Parikshit Maharaj. Third is about Kali Yuga. So this is what is the theme of the first canto. It talks about Kali Yuga because this is very relevant for us. And now this shloka is from first chapter also. This shloka is there about Kali Yuga. Prayan alpayusha sabhya kalau asmin yuge jana manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya hi patrita. It says that in O learned one, in this age of Kali, men almost always have but short lives. They are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed. So this is what is told about Kali Yuga. We'll just try to read the purport and then we'll have small discussion on it. The devotees of the Lord are always anxious for the spiritual improvement of general public. When the sage of Naimisharanya analyzed the state of affairs of the people in this age of Kali, they foresaw that men would live short lives. In Kali Yuga, the duration of life is shortened, not so much because of insufficient food, but because of irregular habits. This is very important. The short duration is not because of insufficient food, it is because of regular habits. Of course, there are so many topics in this. We'll not be able to we will not be able to cover all of them. We may touch 1 2 points only. So please, because we have to go along with Krishna Chakravarti commentary. We are just trying to read some understanding of Prabhupada purports. We will not go very deep because one shloka only we can discuss for 1 hour. By keeping regular habits and eating simple food, any man can maintain his health. Overeating, over sense gratification, over dependent on one another's mercy, and artificial standards of living swap the very vitality of human energy. Therefore, the duration of life is shortened. So, there are various reasons why this happens. Overeating is understood, over sense gratification is also understood, over dependence now because these all causes stress and artificial standards. That's what is all the cities are now. All these things we can elaborately understand and discuss how it is reducing our lifespan, duration of life. Why we want long duration? So that it is used for self realization, and this is why the age is reduced. Alpa ayu is because of all these reasons. Prabhupada very nicely explains how this over dependence and how it causes stress and artificial standards, why it is reducing. So that we can nicely analyze and understand, but we'll not go. Maybe you can some other forums you can have these discussions. This one can be a big topic. And the people of this age are also very lazy, not only materially, but in the matter of self realization. The this laziness is the main cause. If anybody you go and ask, they say we don't have time. Don't have time means they are very lazy. Lazy for what? Especially matters of self realization. The human life is especially meant for self realization. That is to say, man should come to know what he is, what the world is, and what the supreme truth is. So there are three basic questions everybody should ask. People know how things are happening, but why it is very difficult. People don't have answer for why. They say now if you ask why is sky blue, people can say why because refraction and other reasons. They say that's why. Now they will give answer how it is blue, but they cannot tell why it is blue. That is a problem. They'll say how it is blue, but why it should be like that. Why question don't. Scientists can give how, they cannot tell why. Why? Because Krishna want it like that. Because Krishna is a person, he can choose it to be blue. He can choose it. So that why question is answered when there is and this is first question. Second question, first we need to know why. Second question is why am I suffering? That basically this question is what is the purpose of life? And the third question is what should I do? These are the three important questions every human being should ask. Why? Why am I suffering? Or what is the purpose of life? And third is what should I do? If these three are answered, He'll be able to. Otherwise, because if he does not get, they don't get this first answer, all other things become wrong. And the human life is especially meant for this. That it is to say the man should know what he is, what is the world is, and what is the supreme truth is. Human life is a means by which the living entity can end all the miseries of the hard struggle of life in material existence, and by which he can return to Godhead, his eternal home. But due to a bad system of education, man has no desire for self-realization. Even if they come to know about it, they unfortunately become victims of misguided teachers. That means bogus gurus and all these things. So this is the point. Yeah, the scientists say how it is blue. And we say because Krishna wanted to be blue. They give some refraction and other things. They can prove also like that if this happens. So this is the reason they give. Of course, Krishna's body is blue, and we know because of that it is because of the reflection of Krishna's body. But scientists also give this reason. They give mm, uh, how it is, how it is, why, uh, who wanted it, they cannot explain. And another point proposedly, this age, men are victim not only of different political creeds and parties, but also many different types of sense gratificatory diversions, such as cinema, sports, gambling, clubs, and mundane libraries, bad associations, smoking, drinking, cheating, pilfering, this thing, I don't know what all these things, and so on. Of course, now we have social media and internet and WhatsApp, YouTube, and all these things. Their minds are always disturbed and full of anxiety due to so many different engagements. In this age, eh, many unscrupulous men manufacture their own religious faiths which are not based on any revealed scriptures, and very often people who are addicted to sense gratification are attached to such institutions. So basically, all these religious institutions, how they, if you want to make anybody religious, it is very simple. That's what Narada Muni also chastised Vyasdev. That you have told bhakti and people very easily get trapped. You told how to fulfill their desires, and already they have dharma the kamaksha. You added bhakti also. You said by this you can also fulfill your desires. And if you want to make anybody religious, you just have to tell them how very cheaply they can fulfill by doing some activity and fulfill their desire. And many people, they can increase their followers very fast because there is, see, this laziness is also is what even for devotees also it is applicable, is they want miracles. I did bhakti, now I want miracle. Things should be nice for me, good money, good house, good wife, children, or good husband, children, whatever. They want miracles. Bhakti is not miracle. Bhakti is a change of heart, change of consciousness, and we have to make an endeavor. So the two fingers that are short, one is very important for us. We're only expecting one, that is Krishna. He will show miracle, but endeavor is very important. So this laziness is for us because we are part of Kali Yuga. So the laziness is not making an endeavor to change. So why the people who are addicted to go to sense gratification attack to all these institutions? Because there is miracle. There are case studies. He did this puja, he got this. He went to this Baba, he got these blessings, and he could enjoy. So people go there. They don't want to change. That laziness is because to make oneself change, it requires so much endeavor. But miracles are easy. I'll pay something, I'll do this puja. You not work on yourself. Consequently, in the name of religion, so many sinful acts are being carried on. The people in general have neither peace of mind nor health of body. The student, brahmachari communities are no longer being maintained. The householder do not observe the rules and regulations of the grahasthas. Consequently, the so-called vanaprasthas and sannyasis who come out of such grahastha ashram are easily deviated from the rigid path. In the Kali Yuga, the whole atmosphere is surcharged with faithlessness. Men are no longer interested in spiritual values. Material sense gratification is now the standard of civilization. For the maintenance of such material civilization, man has formed complex nations and communities. And there is a constant strain of hot and cold wars between these different groups. It has become very difficult, therefore, to raise the spiritual standards due to the present distorted values of human society. Sages of Naimisharanya are anxious to disentangle all fallen souls. Here they are seeking the remedy from Srila Sukadeva Goswami. So they know that what is going to come ahead for all of us. Seeing that, they have asked, okay, tell something which will help them, because they know you cannot read all the Vedas, and even if somebody reads, he will understand in a distorted way, and they will only commit sinful activities on that. So, what is the best thing we can do with all these situations? So, this is what they have tried to ask. This is the first question, and the reason for asking is because of Kali Yuga. So, anybody want to share anything till now? You're okay with the speed which we are going? Okay. Yes, Muktakesh.
I wanted to know this difference between Manda Sumanda, like that.
Uh, see what is Prabhupada speaking. Sumanda is misguided, true. Manda is lazy. So even if they want to come to spirituality, they'll go to bogus people. That is the difference. They're misguided because they want something very cheap. They want to see miracles. If anybody's Baba is there and he's doing miracles, he can make so many followers. That is it. Clear, bro? Okay. Next shloka will do. Anybody have anything to share? Okay. Bhurini bhuri karmani srotavyani vibhagashah tassadyo atra yatsaram so umdaryat manishaya bhuri bhadrani bhutanam yenatma suprasidati. Here it says there are many varieties of scriptures, and all of them there are many prescribed duties which can be learned only after many years of study in various divisions. Therefore, O sage, please select the essence of all these scriptures and explain it for the good of all living beings, that by such instructions their heart may be fully satisfied. So there is a very important point in here. See, there are many scriptures and many prescribed duties. That's why we should not get confused. See, what Charvak had three arguments about Vedic literature. He says they are false, they are redundant, and also they they they're contradictory, self-contradictory. So first thing what he says is they're false because so many things are explained. The ocean of milk, ocean of ghee, ocean of liquor. So these are all false. This is not true. They're speaking lies. Second reason Charvak says is they are self-contradictory. Self-contradictory means one place it is said one thing, another place it is said another thing. In 10th canto, in Bhagavatam only we can see some shlokas. In Bhagavatam says, to get bhakti, you need to perform yoga, jnana, you should perfect in all these things, charity, then you can attain bhakti. And 11th canto, it is said, bhakti does not depend on anything, it is independent. Anybody can become, no need to do anything. Now you may say, it is self-contradictory. And now, and if you somebody in Shastras, there is some quotation where it is said you can eat meat. And in some places it is told you should not eat meat. Now, why it is self-contradictory? It is selling one thing here, another thing, one thing there. So now this is very important to understand because there are many prescribed duties for many different category of people. That's why it is like that. Like we were discussing this, na? Like there are second, third, fourth, 10th class, engineering, postgraduate and PhD students. To address all of them, everybody will have mathematics. Say if you say is a mathematics PhD, you will have mathematics for all levels. But second, third class, their mathematics is different. Means different in the sense they are very, very basic. But PhD it is big. Now, if third, fourth class student is told, okay, a square by b square, a square plus b square, a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus b square by 2ab. We ask him, is this mathematics or English? He said it's English because ABCD are there. He will not understand. Now, the point is what? Is similarly, the Vedic scriptures, they are addressing different categories of people. So now somebody is very sinful. He is eating left, right, center, non-veg and killing animals. Then he says, you can eat non-veg, but you should do like this. You follow the scriptures and you eat non-veg like this. So non-veg, eating non-veg is prescribed. But whom it is prescribed? A person at that category. And now there is somewhere it is told don't eat non-veg. So this is for whom? Who has already graduated. For him, no, I said no, don't eat non-veg. So it is not self-contradictory. It is trying to help a person at that level. Unless he passes fourth class, he cannot enter into fifth class. So for him, you have to give that level of instruction only. Slowly you will make him, bring him to the Vedic fold, make him follow that process. Even though he is eating non-veg, he will be doing in a regulated way and he will be elevated to next level. And after that, he will be elevated next level and he can come to a graduation where he'll understand, oh, I should give up non-veg. Now, it is now very difficult. That's why when people say, Arey, in your Shastra only it is told there is meat eating. Yeah, it is there. But for whom? Which class of audience? Who is the category of it? It is not addressing everyone. That is the problem. When people quote Shastra and say in Shastra it is said, immediately you should ask, what is the context? Who is the audience? And for whom it is addressed? If you don't know that, if you quote the Shastra, it is only misquoting. That is actually what happens. Now, many other religious people also quote from the Vedic literature. They say there is, Kama Sutra also, right? But that is for whom? That is for a person who is so degraded. To bring him to Vedic fold, this is given, not a person who is at the Paramahansa level. For him is the Adirasa. He will discuss about Radha Krishna fasting. So this is the difference. So people, they misunderstand. That's why the sages are telling, okay, you tell the essence, because all these things are confusing. You just tell what is the essence, you do bhakti. And interestingly, lowest category to the highest Paramahamsas, everybody can practice bhakti. But if you go with other Vedic rules, prescribed duties, everybody should do their prescribed duties. But the lowest person, the Chandala and the lowest person, he can also practice the highest bhakti, and Paramahamsa can also practice. So this is the difference for Bhagavatam. That is bhakti, that is a specialty which is not there in any other process. Yes, Chandrarekha.
Prabhuji, in previous verse, you said that lazy for it means for devotees also that we want miracles in life and not want to put endeavor. So, Prabhuji, like for anarth nivriti, for anarthas removing, it will be only miracle only, Prabhuji. It will not be in our endeavor because will it be possible with our endeavor? It will be by miracle or mercy of the Lord only. Anarthas, removing of anarthas.
We have to put endeavor, then Lord will show mercy. Like say I have addiction to TV. Now I should make an endeavor that I, as much as possible, I don't watch the TV, or I engage myself whole day so that I don't get watched to TV. Now I say, okay, only Lord will remove me from this addiction from TV. I sit in front of TV, we'll see when Lord will show his mercy, then I will stop watching TV. It will not happen. If I show my endeavor to Lord that I really don't want to watch TV, and I made my life in such a way that I am minimizing it, at least making an endeavor, even though strong desire is there, then only Lord will show his mercy. So even though it is miracle in one way, but it is miracle after our endeavor. We should prove to Lord that I really don't want it. In that way, we should make an endeavor.
But Prabhuji, for these small things, we are able to put endeavor, but for our deep conditionings of anarthas, our swabhava, which we already get from the previous life. Sometimes it's not even, we don't know also that we are acting according to those anarthas. So in that case, we try to put endeavor, but not able to even put the endeavor also, Prabhuji.
When we start recognizing our things, we can do, say, if we are we have envy, we have a desire for name and fame, we can start working on it slowly, because there are so much guidance that is given in Nectar of Instruction, Manasiksha, and what endeavor we should make in that direction. And by following the Acharya's guidance and Guru's guidance, we make an endeavor. And Krishna can remove all the anarthas. Of course, Krishna only removes all anarthas, but there is guidance how to make endeavor in each level. Like that, it is not that we will not, there is nothing to endeavor. No, we are hearing Bhagavatam. We discussed just now that if we are hearing Bhagavatam with humility, envy will be going. Now, our endeavor is what we hear Bhagavatam submissively. That is our endeavor. And removing of anartha, of envy, Krishna will do it. So that's why Nashta Prayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya. Our endeavor is every day we are sitting and hearing Bhagavatam. That is our endeavor. Krishna will remove all the envy and lust, greed, pride, anger from our heart. So our reading of Bhagavatam is our endeavor. Right?
Okay, so means we even recognizing that this is my problem, and even in a mind also we are putting endeavor, but maybe we fails to do it. So the Krishna even sees that also, that at my level, even in a mind I am trying to do it, maybe I'm not able to do it. So this is like this, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our sadhana is our endeavor. Sincere sadhana is our endeavor. And we should not have any ulterior motives.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Yeah, Muktikesh Pro is telling, I was hearing His Holiness Radhana Swami lecture, Maharaj lecture. For deep conditioning, we need to helplessly take shelter of chanting, hearing, sadhana, and pray to Krishna. Yes, that is our endeavor. Yes, Gail Mataji.
Yeah, I think this is more a comment on Chandralekha Mataji's question. Because she was asking, what about those anarthas that we don't even realize we have yet from past lives? And I was thinking that, as we keep sincerely chanting with humility, these anarthas that we don't realize are even there yet, they will rise to the surface, and we will see them eventually. And then at that time, we can make endeavor. Of course, we cannot make endeavors on anarthas that we don't even realize we have yet. But as we continue with our sadhana, then they will become visible to us, right? And then at that time, we can make endeavor. Well, that was it.
Yes. Thank you. So here we are seeing how it is very difficult for bhakti, for jnana, yoga and karma. Kali Yuga people, women, children and Kali Yuga people like all of us, not at all practical. Any of the yoga except for bhakti. That's why I said, okay, you tell the essence where everybody can do it and get benefited. So that's what they are telling. Other it's so complicated, all these Vedic literatures, to find out what I have to do, what is my dharma and how to make it. So many prescribed duties, which can be learned only after many years of study in various divisions. So select the essence and tell the essence and explain it for the good of all. See, this is for all beings, not some one category. Everybody will benefit, like that you explain. And by such instruction, their heart may be fully satisfied. The unsatisfied heart is what? Unsatisfied heart, because they go for sense gratification, they continue the entanglement in this material world more and more and more. They need to elevate themselves and go back to spiritual world, like that. So yeah, Shyam Mukund was telling, right, because materialistic don't know that there is something called anarthas. And but now we have started to understand that this are unwanted things. So it is the first step of purification. Yes, thank you. Yeah, Monica Mataji also telling, I feel the same that by practicing more, I see more anarthas which are unnoticed previously. Yes, thank you. So here, different scriptures, we should not, there are no contradictions. I was telling three things what Charvaka says, that there is contradiction, it is not contradicting because it is addressing different people. That's why there's not a contradiction. One place it is saying eat meat, one place it is saying don't eat meat. It is not a contradiction. Basically, it is addressing different audience. That's all. And now second thing, redundant, repeating again and again. This is very important because our memory is very short. If you don't hear again and again, we will forget. So that is the problem with our memory. Like Prabhupada, na, we see Prabhupada purports. We say so many times Prabhupada is telling you are not the body, you are spirit soul. Because it's so difficult for us to remember it. Now, why we have to have recap every time and slowly again go with all these things? Because if we stop hearing for a few days and again we'll forget everything. We'll be carried away by mental nature. It is so strong, so powerful energy. We cannot handle. Say regular Nityam Bhagavad says regularly hearing Bhagavatam will protect ourselves. So that is the main reason. So that's why repetition is there. The Charvak's argument. Charvak means is a sage. I was telling no, they're perfect professional. Scientifically, we have all the sorts of possible philosophies in Vedic fold. But of all the materialistic philosophies, the best materialist philosophy is Charvak philosophy only, which is in India only, of course, Bharatvarsh. And he says Rinam Kutva Gatam Devet Yavat Jivet Sukham Jivet. So this is the best philosophy. And he gives actually these arguments. Of course, he has many other arguments, but these are the three main arguments about the Vedic literature. That's I wanted to share. And now another important thing is, so he told these three reasons, and these three reasons are refuted in this way. And yes, Madhavi Mataji is telling that actually all of the fallen souls like us will have unlimited tiny or big anarthas. These tiny anarthas also will be revealed as we take shelter of the holy name, as long as we are really wanting to progress. Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Yeah, Manika Mata is telling, but sometimes I feel low by seeing unlimited anarthas. We need to three reason is one reason is true. They say that it is false. Second is it is redundant, repeating again. Third is it is self-contradicting. The three reasons Charvaks is. But sometimes I feel low by seeing unlimited anarthas. It should make us inspired to go to Krishna and more take shelter. We should not get discouraged. We should have faith on Krishna. But for Krishna to remove anarthas is just fraction of second. You can immediately remove. He wants to see that how much we are serious and sincere about it, and how much we are making endeavor in that direction. For Krishna, it does not take time. He may keep some anarthas last moment of our death, and then just before our death we can become pure devotees and come back to God. So we need to have faith in that direction. Yes, Chandralekha.
Yeah, Prabhuji. So, like we know we have anarthas and we have realized also, and for us, the problem is that we are seeing those anarthas. But Prabhuji, we are in much struggling position than materialistic people because they are much more happy because they even don't realize that they have a disease. So for us, it's very because we are not realizing the taste and love of God also completely, and not also we cannot even see back that we are always seeing our bad situation, how we have left and how we are struggling in this world, and those people like they don't know also. So Prabhuji, how to feel happy, how to feel at least satisfied, because sometimes it's like मतलब अजीब सा सिचुएशन हो गया ना इधर के ना उधर के our heart struggles so much because our problem is not that we have anartha, we are seeing those anarthas and we want to overcome, but we cannot overcome sometimes these envy, pride, even among devotees also. And we see Prabhuji in everyone these things, and we are in a team also, we see that everyone is attacking of these anarthas. So Prabhuji, how to feel this situation, that how to feel it more motivating?
For
And how to feel this?
materialistic people, Mataji, that is they consider it is their property. To have lust, that means having more and more desires. They feel it is more success. I have to have more desires and I have to fulfill them. All the psychologists, they say No, you should have more and more desires, and you work on your desires, you fulfill your desires, and fulfilling the desires is what is they considered happiness. But for us, we can know that these are not my property. Greed is for them, somebody is very greedy and no, he could achieve so much and he's acquiring more and more, and people will appreciate them and say, "Okay, this also becomes so rich and so rich, and he's producing more and more, making more and more companies and all." It's greedy. People think it's actually success. The lust is success, greed is success, envy, and no, they say, envy, no, people should envy me. That is a motivation for them to work very hard. Now these are considered for them it's wealth, but for us we know this is the cause of our entanglement. So that is a difference. Why they are happy? Because they are happy with their anarthas. They don't know that this is the cause of their bondage, and they have to remain in this material world more and more. For us, we know that this is actually cause of my bondage. I want to go back to Krishna. So one lifetime we work hard purifying them, they can completely be happy. Now what is the difference between them and us is they know, they think that they are the desire for them. uh, we should know that we are different and our desires are different. This is a very important point, and this always helps. We should know we are different and our desires are different. If you know that, then we will work, we will not get disturbed. For materialistic people, for them they are the desires, and they're just working on fulfilling the desires. For us, then nothing will happen. If our desires are not fulfilled, nothing will happen to us, because we are different only from our desires. Desires are all manorathena. It's all mental concoctions. If it is not that if I'll be unhappy if my desires are not. No, it's actually only one person's desire fulfilled. That is Krishna only. It is not according to husband it is happening, or it is not according to wife it is happening according to Krishna. We feel my desire is not fulfilled. No, nothing happens. This is what Krishna is trying. For materialistic people, now for them, this is their wealth. This is what they, and that is the cause of suffering. Why we become unhappy in household family is because it is not going my way. I want it way, it is not happening. But it is never our way, it is always Krishna's way. Now if you know these things, we will be happy. Oh, it's Krishna only, there's no stress. It does not happen according to my husband, it does not happen to wife. It happens according to Krishna only, all the time Krishna's will only. So when we know these things, one of the anartha is gone. Then that will make our life very peaceful and happy. For materialistic people, it's not like that. Their anarthas are their will, and they want to fulfill their anarthas, and in that way they think they are happy. But that is such a misery, because all the time our desires are not fulfilled. We are not, we are soul. Now people do, desires are not fulfilled, they commit suicide and die. I'm just giving one example of anartha. How by get reading of this anartha, knowing that it is always Krishna's way. Sarva Karana Karana is Krishna. It's always Krishna's way. When we are free from this anartha, that knowing that my desire is different from me, I can be always happy even my desire is not fulfilled. How much peaceful our life will be. All our fights will reduce, all our tensions will reduce. I will make an endeavor, but ultimately whatever Krishna wants will happen. Na? So where is the tension? So we are free. But for outside people, is always in anxiety. What will happen to me? What will happen to me? What will happen to my desire? So can you imagine what a miserable life he will be? So such a blessing for us. And for removing lust, that means lust is gone. All desires are gone. Of course, we'll have spiritual lust. But how much peace we'll get by getting rid of this desire, the lust. So in that way, if we see, we can be really happy when we are free from all these things. All these anarthas are so much contamination in our heart. No? It is not going to make anybody happy. So we at least understood them. And anarthas are what is wealth for materialistic person, because you don't know what is this is.
Prabhuji, we can say like our struggle is our victory actually, because we are struggling because we want now we want Krishna to be we want to act according to Krishna. So that is, we might be struggling now, but in one lifetime we struggle and then we get a victory that we act according to Krishna. Now we choose that we want to act according to Krishna's plan, not our plans.
Yeah,
So
our struggle is also very happy struggle, Mataji. We have nice
that's what our
prasadam to
victory,
eat.
na, Prabhuji. Because now we are seeing this anarthas and we are struggling. So sometimes we feel disturbed. Oh, it's such a पढ़ते ही नहीं चक्कर में, लेकिन ये है कि now it's fine कि because this struggle we everyone has to go once ना, so we are going to
अच्छा जी,
struggle
हमारा
and then
चक्कर
after
से हमको बाहर आने के लिए हमको क्या करना है? What we have to do? Just sit and read Bhagavatam, peacefully sit and chant and take prasadam, worship the Lord. We need not like Mayavadis or sorry, impersonalists or Brahmavadis. We need not so much torture the body and do anything. Our process is very simple.
the
Chant.
process is simple, but inner cleaning is difficult, na, washing of the heart. The cleaning is
See,
little
if we have
difficult.
anarthas, what will you do? Just have to sit and read Bhagavatam. You know, I have my anarthas. What I will do? I'll chant. So we need not make, we don't have any tough process. Our process is very simple only. So our anarthas are there. What will you do? Well, our lust is there for me. What can I do? I have to hear Bhagavatam. I have greed. I am envious of some of my colleagues. What I will do? I'll read Bhagavatam. So in that way, even if you have also, you don't have any other thing to do. You just have to do. That's why it is easy for us. So Krishna made things very easy. He knows Kali Yuga people, they are very lazy. They cannot do many things. He made a very simple process for us.
Yeah, Prabhuji, thank you.
Yes, Mataji. Amrit Mataji.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandat Pranams. Prabhu,
Hare
it is very simple point that see, one Radha Govind Maharaj had spoken the Leela of Krishna catching hold of the cows which are running, Krishna crying for help when he's a baby, he's being dragged by cows. He is holding, he has to leave. So Radha Govind Maharaj says that proves that cows represent senses, go mata. You know, senses don't catch hold of Krishna, but Krishna catches hold of the Gomata. Means even the holy name chanting, he says, you know, we are not chanting. We should not be proud. Oh, I chanted very good today. It's not I. When Krishna puts that attraction that particular day, because of our sincere desire, because of our sincere endeavor, then Krishna sanctions us. And so we will do better. Same way in any anartha, when we say Krishna, please help. And as you rightly said, Prabhu, we depend on the Lord and beg for help, and we should endeavor, we should have a serious desire to come out, and we should beg seriously, and we should endeavor seriously. And since we are begging it all the time, depending on the Lord very easily, as you said, overnight, in a moment, he can lift us out of that anartha. And this is my experience also. Whenever I feel that this is a real anartha of stress, I want to come out, Krishna, please help. Krishna, please help. Only you can do it. And I endeavor, as you rightly said, to hear Krishna Katha while washing vessels, while cooking. I just go on hearing Krishna Katha, and I'm out of it without my knowledge. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. So, Miss, we should not think I am the doer. As long as we think I am the doer, I have to come out of my anartha, then we cannot come out, because Krishna is just wanting to teach us to come out of that anartha of thinking I am the doer. So from I am the doer, anartha is the biggest anartha, where we think if I do, then I am purified. If I do, as you rightly said, like Mayavadi, oh, I have to come out, I have to come out. No, who am I to come out? Who am I to even chant? If Krishna wants, it will happen. If I pray for it, beg for it, desire for it. And Krishna made me understand even washing vessels, even cooking looked like a big task for me because of stress. And then I had to hear only Krishna Katha and begged him, and I started endeavoring to wash vessels. It finished. I endeavored to cook. It finished. I endeavored to clean. It finished. So Krishna taught me that you have to depend for even basic things on me. Then I am going to make you an expert. So as long as I thought I am the doer, I suffered in stress. But when we think that I cannot do anything, I depend on Krishna, and Krishna will help me. And all I have to do, like how Radha Pramod Prabhuji is doing, read Bhagavatam, hear Bhagavatam. That's the only way to come out of all kinds of anarthas. As you rightly said, this is only because I am the doer we are worried. Radha Pramod Prabhu is not bothered that he is a doer. He thinks he's dependent on the Lord, it will happen. So he's successful. We also have to think, I am not the doer, I can't do anything, and depend on the Lord, and then it will happen. Thank you for your time and patience, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for sharing. I am also struggling so hard, but it was very inspiring. Thank you for sharing. It was so nice. Thank you. Monica Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, here it is a problem by thinking that materialistic people are happy, because I saw many people, they are very, they achieved very high level in materialistic world. But what happens, they have to show that they are happy. Otherwise, their hard struggle would be seen as a vain. Yeah, I mean, it is of no use. that you are doing this much hard struggle and you are still not happy. So they try to show that they are happy, but they are really not happy. So this is my understanding, and we are thinking that we are struggling and we are doing hard work, but we are still happy because we depend on Krishna, and he will definitely make you happy in any situation. This is my my understanding.
Yes, Mate, thank you, thank you. Yeah, that is true. If we are thinking materialistic people are happy, that is also another of course, what happens is because externally it is seen that they look happy, and when you go to them and ask how are you, they'll say they are happy, fine, and no, they have nice parties and they have nice other things. So it looks externally. So that's how there is a miscalculation. Yeah, that is true, because it's basically from the mental platform they are enjoying, not on a spiritual level. On a mental level, because of their pious activities, they may have some enjoyment on a mental level and a physical level, but not on a spiritual level. Yeah, thank you, Mataji. We have some comments in the chat box. I will just read them. Sham Pro is telling, I heard that there will be some anarthas which will be removed when we will reach spiritual world. Is it correct, Prabhuji? So we have to just keep doing our sadhana by uh, precautions and sincerely without ulterior motives. Yes, bro. There are aparadha anarthas. There is Vaishnava aparadha and other things. That type of anarthas, the residual will remain till one achieves prema. So that will be removed. The Ekadeshavartani, Bahudeshavartani, and Prayaki, and Atyantiki, like that. So there are different stages, different anarthas are removed. So one are removed at the level of prema. Yes, in the beginning it's like poison, but in the end it is nectar. Yes, bhakti is also like that. You should be positive. And Prithviraj Lekha Mataji, how wonderful are these sages of Naimisharanya? They are so anxious, inquiring for the ultimate benefit of all of us. Yes, knowing our fallen condition. Yes, because of them we are getting Bhagavatam. We should be grateful to them. And Muktikesh Pro is sharing one point. He is telling our expectations that Krishna should completely purify me right now is a cause of frustration. Krishna will not allow anarthas to affect us if we take shelter, but may not remove it completely to make us humble. Yes, make us humble and sincere. He wants that. He's seeing how sincerely we are trying. And yeah, I'm sorry, bro. Actually, today I thought I will discuss about 10 topics of Bhagavatam. Tomorrow we will definitely touch on all the briefly 10 topics of Srimad Bhagavatam. Uh, tomorrow we'll do. Yeah, Muktikesh Pro is telling, even materialistics are suffering, else we may feel we are favoring Krishna Guru by continuing to practice Krishna consciousness in spite of suffering. Suffering, material world is suffering is there. Even for Pandavas, or even Krishna also came. He was also blamed for stealing Shamantaka money, and Krishna also got so much blemish. This material world, and Krishna is blamed by Dwarkavasis only, not outside people. They only started telling that Krishna stole something. That means what Krishna want to teach in this world is, no matter who you are, you may be a great Paramahamsa. Even the Supreme Lord, Lord Rama also had to take some blemish. So you may be the Supreme Lord, you may be a great devotee, you may be a demon. This mental world is Dukkhalam Shashvatam. It is standard for everyone. Yes, Gail Mataji. We'll take one last.
Yeah, actually, I had a question, but I didn't really understand this last question. What was the question? I read it, but I don't understand it.
Which one, Mataji?
This last one, Muktikesh Prabhu.
He is telling even materialistics are suffering, else we may feel we are favoring Krishna Guru by continuing to practice Krishna consciousness in spite of suffering.
Yeah, what does that mean?
We'll ask him only. Muktikesh Prabhu. Can explain
Because
your
you were
question.
just answering that question, right? Weren't you just
Yes.
answering?
Yeah, but
I don't want to speculate his question. Let him only ask.
actually it was my own understanding that more we focus that how we are suffering, that devotees are suffering due to anarthas and all, and then what do you call, we without observing what is happening in the world. People outside the outside materialists are suffering because of they are exercising their anarthas, and devotees are suffering because observing their anarthas. So one
And
may feel that so one may feel that I'm suffering because of devotion service, but we have to. It's not we are doing some favor, or we are doing something. We are tolerating something, but it's a part. As Prabhuji said, it's the part of being material world. Whether we are devotee, non-devotee, we have to suffer only. So we are not doing any favor to Guru or Krishna or Vaishnavas. We have to suffer, but this suffering is helping us. That was my point actually.
Thank you. Thank you. Gil Mataji, you are okay with this? Oh, she left. Okay. Thank you all very much. We'll end our discussion tomorrow. In the first part, the first few minutes, I will try to discuss the 10 topics of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is very important. We all have to remember and meditate on it. Thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna.